Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to Gossip on DOPStv. I'm Aliza Kim. This is Sister Sue Lim, Sister Tisha Zainal, and Sister Iman Salim. And today we're going to be talking about over-idolization of spiritual persons or leaders. Now, in my experience, my father is actually someone who has been working in religion all of my life that I remember. So I've always been around kind of these spiritual people, and I saw their private lives. I mean, they're just normal people like the rest of us. But I do see, so-called fangirls and fanboys, looking up to certain spiritual leaders nowadays until like the point where it's like they can do no wrong. What do you guys think about that?
I think a lot of them actually look up to them for maybe guidance or as a role model, and I think you're right. They actually step certain boundaries where they over-idolize them and feel as if they're infallible. Like any mistakes that they make is probably not true, and they go out there defending them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's exactly it. What happens when we find out that our favorite teacher, our favorite spiritual leader, oversteps some of the boundaries that we expect them to hold?
Yeah, I think with scholars or spiritual leaders, like she said, they're not infallible. Like, they are human. So if they do make mistakes, you kind of feel like, you feel hurt, just as if a loved one, like your spouse or your best friend, hurt you, or you found out something that you didn't know. Like, it's disappointing, but is it the end of the world? No. Do you realize that everyone makes mistakes? Yes. Unfortunately, sometimes when someone in such a high position makes a mistake, you feel like
you're betrayed?
Betrayed, yeah. And
well, what is it that makes like people want to follow these scholars? Do you think?
I think for me personally, the scholars that I've followed or tend to listen to are, they're speaking about something that's touching me. Like, I really feel inspired by what they're saying, and it makes you feel really attached to them, just like actors or celebrities, when we feel like, oh, there's a connection there. Same with our scholars, on even a deeper level.
Exactly.
So that's why I would follow a scholar.
I think I understand what you mean, because even in my journey and how I sort of made my hijrah, I looked up to people on YouTube, trying to see which could relate to me, because coming from Malaysia, for example, like I prefer people who are talking in English for me to understand. So I sort of looked up to them as a compass to start my journey, and that's how I began. And I feel that maybe that was the responsibility. If anyone were to feel betrayed, is because we sort of trusted them and we looked at them as how we wanted our lives to be. Like, not to say memorizing hadith and this and that, but trying to say, oh, I want to be a better person. And then when you find out that there's some mistakes, you'll be like, oh, okay, so let's take a step back. The problem is, I think people would like to deny that these things actually happen, and they feel that,
And what's happening, sorry, Sue, is we are idolizing the platform that they're on. Mm-hmm. Of course, when you're out there, you're going to be on your best behavior. You're out in public, that people are watching you. And not to say that they're living this double life, but they are going to be normal human beings behind closed doors. Or, I've seen scholars who are amazing, and I would even say like, oh, I would follow them to the ends of the earth. But then I've seen them in their private life, and and it almost actually it's good to see that, oh, they're just like us. They're human.
Well,
so,
do you follow a particular scholar?
I do, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Why do you follow that one particular scholar? Is it because, I don't know?
Well, for me,
because you relate to them?
I relate to them. I kind of grew up around them, and they're really great. So, yeah.
Well, I look at, following scholars, I look at it as kind of like a recipe for Islam. I don't follow the one scholar, and I don't follow, I take bits and bobs of every scholar.
Yeah, definitely. I don't follow a single one, but yeah.
Yeah, and then you just basically, like I said, have that recipe that it's your Islam. It's your Islam that you love, and you just take bits and bobs from all these people that you love. And there's because let's say if a scholar did do something wrong, I still
I still consider the fact that he said good things. He taught very valuable lessons, and I still consider all of that. So
I think for me, I do follow one in particular who is kind of like the person that I take most of my stuff from. One of the reasons is because he has shown these characteristics of being open and knowing that you should go to other teachers and learn from them too. And he's said multiple times that, you know, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know, it's not someone who like puts themselves up so high that, you know, it's like, no, only learn from me, don't go elsewhere. When people do see these scholars or these spiritual people, whether it's in Islam or not, become kind of, you know, have these characteristics of human beings, you know, making mistakes and doing the various things that they might do, it is hard, like you said. I wanted to join in earlier, but, you know, it is hard for people who perhaps they have learned a lot from this person, taken that knowledge, shared the knowledge with their friends and family members, and, you know, really become kind of like an advocate of their cause, and then all of a sudden something happens, and I maybe not for us, but I can foresee other people being like, oh my gosh, I've shared stuff with other people from this person, now I have to kind of like stick up for what I thought was right. And I do see that with a lot of like first reactions until they kind of like step back and be like, okay. But again, like we've all been saying, you know, these people are not infallible. These people will make mistakes and they have another life. And I like what you said, that even though maybe they don't want to live a double life, but let's face it, we all got up in the morning today and thought of what we wanted to look like.
Right. Yeah,
and
right.
you know, kind of prepared how we wanted to like sound like as well, you know. So there is that, whatever it is that you're doing in front of people, there is going to be some form of, you know, putting a show. Okay, so this has been a great conversation, but I think that we have to go for a break for a little bit. Let's pick up from where we were just now about the fitna and everything like that. Okay, so we'll be right back after this on Gossip. We want a teacher because we know that we need one, but also there's also the element of us using our own, you know, common sense.
Yeah.
You know, common sense about whether what they're saying feels right or not. I mean, we have a fitra, right?
Yes,
right.
So there will be this like, hey, something's not right.
Did you guys enjoy that?
Because we definitely enjoyed our discussion.
And if you like more,
Tune in to Go Sit.
Only on DOPStv.